Howdy, kids. Dr. Freedom here with the Times from Doctor News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on a strange, weird level that makes you go, I'm proud to be a Whovian. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's Americanized. Oh, well, see, unfortunately, it does seem that, you're going to be getting a trailer in the Great Britain ahead of time. And I'm really appreciating that they are doing this. A lot of people are going, what if it's a clip? I don't think they're going to show that clip. The way they're talking, it's going to be a trailer. But let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Let's start right at the beginning and let's hop into this shit, shall we? Okay? Let's start off with some pictures. Let's go with some pictures. I like pictures. Okay, first off, these are out of Entertainment Weekly. This is the exclusive first look. And these have been drifting around all over the place. A lot of people are going, Dr. Freedom, how come you're only reporting on this now? I said, because I wanted to sit back and make sure all the data was in. There's a lot of other sites that just believe in hopping up and making up shit, hoping that they're the first one to get out there, therefore they'll get the most hits on their videos. And that's why I like to wait a little bit. Also, the fact I was out of town all freaking day yesterday. So it's like, went to visit, the relatives and whatnot, so I didn't get off the road and back here until like late in the evening. So there was no point in doing a video then. But okay, let's get back onto real stuff here. Well, away from the real stuff. All right. Of course, here you got Jodie, Mandip Gill, Rail Bradders, and Tazan Cole. Really nice shot. Boom. Girly Letters has already identified that this was taken during the South Africa shooting. You can tell by the name of the photographer here, Coco van Opens. So this is from South Africa. Nice shot. Plus, you got the old car sitting in the background. Kind of neat. Moving on. Beautiful, beautiful shot here of the Doctor, obviously already in the new garb, working on something diligently as the rest of the guys watch on. Well, guys and gals. Let's be cool. So, interesting stuff here. Good-looking pictures. And it's making us look forward to you more. Matter of fact, here is the cover for said issue. So, really, really glad that, we're finally getting some news out as Comic-Con approaches. Wait a minute, you weren't supposed to see that. Get that off here. What are you... No. How to pronounce Porthcawl. Oh. Okay, so here we go. Here's the big news everybody's yammering on about. And this is by Lee Zomazimba. Now remember, he's the one who originally told you were not going to get a trailer during June. And he was correct. They were saving it for the final. But here's the interesting bit. So you get down here. Footage promoting the next series of the time travel drama will air during the BBC's coverage of the World Cup final. Even though England are not playing, it's still expected to attract viewing figures in excess of 10 million. Sunday's footage comes almost exactly a year after Whittaker was revealed to be replacing Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. She's the first woman to play the title role in the long-running series. I don't know how many times I've heard that stinking line now. It's like, it's fantastic that, yes, they're doing something wild. They're doing something different. They're, bringing a whole new, side to this character. But next thing you know, we're going to be hearing her addressed as vaginally abled or penilely challenged. It's like, all the politically correctness, you got to throw it out, man. It's like, and of course, some stuff we already know. And this goes in a little bit about the interview in Entertainment Weekly, which we're going to go into here in a minute. So there's no point doing it here. But of course, being the BBC, they don't tell you what time it's going to freaking air. So you're going to be sitting there stuck to the damned World Cup, watching a couple of teams you don't give a flying ratty-tat shit about for hours, hopefully to catch some Doctor Who footage. Those sneaky bastards. Entertainment Weekly. This first one's how Jodie Whittaker became the new face of Doctor Who. And you scroll down here, quote, 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 quote. It was hilarious because I was going, are you looking forward to starting your new job? Whittaker told the Entertainment Weekly earlier this year. Matter of fact, that's when this was all done at the Doctor's studio in Cardiff, Wales. And he said, quote, it's interesting that you bring that up. Would this be a part you consider auditioning for? And it took her just a second to go, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. So that's something we already knew. So the pair then asked the Broadchurch star to self-tape herself, sprouting what Whittaker describes as sci-fi gobbledygook. Basically, we call it techno-babble here. Something she found surprisingly enjoyable. Quote, I had an iPhone wires in a box. I pretended to be diffusing something, and I loved it. Matt Stevens reveals that he and Chibnall saw a few actresses for the part, but couldn't stop thinking about Jodie Whittaker. Yeah. Shut the hell up, Mr. Phone, before I do to you what happened to Cherry. All right, moving on. We saw a few actresses for the part, but they could not stop thinking about Whittaker. She was just so compelling. In a way, it was a no-brainer. The fact we were casting a female doctor disappeared really quickly from our minds. We were casting the doctor, and she felt like our doctor. Chibnall says that casting Whittaker was the easiest decision he'd ever made in his whole career. The previous part was by Matt Stevens, by the way. I just ran over my sense. And of course, there again is the cover. And yada, yada, yada. She made a brief appearance in last year's Christmas episode. All right, has the experience lived up to her expectations? Quote, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's an element of you're the doctor for the rest of your life, and that's an honor. And also will be at times probably overwhelming. But that's the joy of when art reaches the masses. I'm given this platform, and everyone here works their arse off to get it seen, and I can't moan about that. I've had only the positive so far. So that's what I love about Jodie. She's got no filter, man. Doctor Who star Jodie Whittaker says her 13th Doctor is fizzing with wonder. Quote, so let's go down here. So what can viewers expect from Whittaker's Doctor when the show returns to BBC America this fall? Well, I would say that it's hopeful and fizzing with wonder. I've absolutely shot myself in the foot for any ADR because I get in there and I realize I speak at 100 miles an hour. If a plane goes over, I'm like, are you kidding? And I've got to try and match that speech of dee-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But essentially, I think the big theme is going to be hope. All right, then we come down here to where Mandip Gill plays Yasmin, says, quote, she's incredibly lively, she's funny, she's warm, she's inclusive, she's energetic. That's what Chibnall said. Sorry, I got my quotes crossed. There is a quote from her coming up. So she's the greatest friend you'd ever want to have as your guide around the universe. Oh, here it is. She has a very similar energy to Matt Smith's Doctor, said Gill. Very high energy. Jodie has that about her Doctor. Moving on. Okay, Jodie Whittaker is simply brilliant on the cover of Entertainment Weekly's Comic-Con preview issue. And they go into that a bit here and her choice and all that. And she was, quote, there's no rules and it's liberating, but it's equally terrifying. Chibnall said, I just felt the time was right. And I think if the show hadn't done it, we would have been behind the world. And Doctor has got to be out front leading the world and being a great example of all the amazing things that are in the world. So it wasn't even a question in my mind, end quote. So that's his take on it. But, there's the conspiracy theorists already out there saying the Beeb demanded it and all that. So I don't know which angle to play on that one. All right, here's the shot. If you go to this calendar club here, here's a shot from the calendar you don't get to see. And matter of fact, we're going to go into those in a second. This is the one of Mandip Gill's page. I'm going to leave a link to this for you so you can go check it out, all right? Before we go into the next stage, boom, boom, boom. This is Girly Letter's take on the info and photos from the Entertainment Weekly magazine. Be sure to go give this a look and a holler also as well. He does a very good job of summing this stuff up and putting all the good quotes for you right into a row. So it gives you the down, it's this way, this cuts through the bullshit, basically. That's what I love about it. So if you want to go check this out, I'll leave you the address for that as well. Okay, one other thing. Let's keep going on the pics. All right, because there's a few I want to show you before we go into the next article. Wham, here we go. And this is Chibnall's quote. This shot we've seen before. This is taken, way back in the day, back during the filming, long time ago. And this is them getting into the junkyard. Lovely shot of Jodie here for this exclusive thing. Bam. And here's the calendar shots. But the thing is, this shot is only about yay big. When you do find it, matter of fact, it's also on that page I showed you with Mandip Gills. But it gives you a nice overview. And if you go look at that page, it's only like £5.99 for the mini calendar. But it does explain why there was no Jodie Whittaker or her companions in the 16-month Doctor calendar that's been put out. Because they were saving all the images and promo shit for this one. So, bam, moving on. And over here in Porthcawl, there was a little activity going on yesterday. From what we heard, this was a one-day shoot. It looks to be like, you see, they've set the area up here on the beach with some fake snow, some, the trees and whatnot, and making them all look Christmassy. If you also look around, there's photos of the setup stuff and all that, the vans, whatnot. There was a video where a guy actually went right up to the filming and it was, I believe, his something rights page on Facebook, but it's gone. I already went back and looked for it again. Luckily, I captured it, and it's in my files. All right, moving on. So this is also under Girly Letters blog spot, and goes into a little bit more information about what was going on out there. Also, there was this very curious pic I almost forgot to mention about with the monolith in it that I found very, very interesting. So, I wonder if this has, bears any omen on what's going on in Christmas. We don't know. But that's the latest theory, that this was a promo shot for, Christmas. Now, this one is from Doctor Who Brasil. Don't worry about that. Just get a load of these. I got a good laugh. These are very, very interesting, very well drawn images of the 13th Doctor, and possibly, I think, the first with, I can't remember her name. Is that Webigail, I believe, is the 13th Doctor, and of course, Scrooge McDuck as the first Doctor. Okay, Neil Gaiman's going on about bringing Good Omens from page to screen. Of course, that David Tennant's involved in this project, and Neil Gaiman wrote The Doctor's Wife and Nightmare in Silver, which people still blame him for, even though Moffat heavily rewrote a lot of the episode to make him look like an idiot. Also, the fact he had to go back and rewrite the episode because originally you were supposed to be getting Victoria and Clara, and they decided that they wanted to go with contemporary because you audiences are too stupid to figure out what's going on in the past, and they don't want to explain it to you. I'm sorry, that's all old issues. We're moving into a new era. Let's leave it behind. But that's what the BBC thinks, by the way, because I'm monologuing. Stop it. Oh. So this is his take on it. I figured I'd throw it up here for you so you can get a good look at it. Because, Neil Gaiman's an amazing writer from what I've heard. I've only seen his work on TV, like American Gods. Oh, wait, I did listen to the book American Gods, and I found him to be very, very good author. All right, let's move on. Sadly, this hit this morning. Now, if I remember, I'm going to play the video for you, and I'm going to have to do a little camouflaging. But this young man right here is William Hughes, and he died on the island of Corfu in Greece. And a lot of you may remember him. He played the young master from the little segment where the Doctor's discussing Gallifrey all the way back in The Sound of Drums. He was only 20 years old. Far too young, man. Far too young. Sorry to end on a down note like that, but it was just so sad that this young man passed away at such a young age. It's like, here I am, 47 years old, and I can't still figure out how the hell I'm still alive after all the dumb shit I've done in the last 46 years. I'm hoping the parents took good care of me in the first year. I'll blame them if I did something stupid then, but you know how it is. It's just sad. Well, folks, that's all I had for you tonight. Like I said, they have not given away a time that I can find. So if you've heard about a time when they're going to be airing the actual clips, please feel free to put it in the comment box. I haven't seen anything, but the thing is, it just seems to me like it's a ploy to get people to watch, even though England's not involved in the World Cup final. It's like this way they'll get a few million viewers for the footy, and boom, 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 it's all said and done, and also they get some exposure. So looking forward to seeing what else is getting revealed at Comic-Con coming up next week. So all we can do is sit back, wait, and see what we get on this trailer, and look back and see what we get. Look forward to what we're getting at Comic-Con. So until then, everybody, see you on the flip side. See you in the future. Take care. And oh, look, my head is bald and sweaty. It kind of reminds you of a roll-on. Good night.